Hi, it's Johnny Johnson here, and this is video about nothing actually. I recently bought a Arturia K-Lab, this MIDI keyboard, and I wanted to tell you a story how did I ended up in this Arturia. And actually right now I'm creating presets for Behringer Pro 800 8 voice polyphony analog synthesizer. So this is my story how I ended up in buying this Arturia MIDI keyboard, why did I bought it, and why I wanted to keep it instead. So I have two different desires: return it and keep it, and both desires are really strong, and you find out why if you continue watching this video. And also I have Behringer Pro 800. I don't know, it's new or I guess it's new synthesizer that has 8 voice polyphony. And I probably can move this a little bit in order you to, yeah, it just this little piece of gear. And yeah, I like it a lot, especially for the price. Yeah, I like Behringer actually, and because you know there's a lot of people who owns a whole bunch of vintage synths for $10,000 like each, and they just like sitting on the couch and bragging, oh, there's Behringer, there's Behringer, they screw up the brands, they like. They bad company, you know this. Yeah, never buy this Behringer. But you know what? Not everybody comes from a wealthy family who are like born into like musical studio production, or not everybody has a like certain amount of like resources, and not everybody who have resources such as like people who did not make money with the music, did not want to spend $5,000 on the synthesizer. If you don't make money with this, and why you need to spend $5,000 on a one piece of gear? Hey, it's crazy. But yeah, I understand that probably they sound amazing, yeah, all this stuff, but not everybody like so deep into this. People just want to create music and create with the proper gear, with analog synthesizer. So that's why they come from Behringer, because Behringer just give them what they want. They want a taste of a true analog sound. Not those VST digital, like this crappy bullshit. I'm never gonna return to this VST. This a scam. All this VST is a scam. Sorry, Arturia. I know that you, Arturia, don't take it personal, please. I will advertise if you're gonna pay me. I will tell everybody that your VST, it's a truly only one of a kind. So just do not take it personal. So any company, do not take it personal. It's not for you, for your product. Your product's probably out, like it's out of the picture. But I'm telling like in general way. So this VST instrument is just a bunch of crap, and even those Roland boutiques, they not actually fully analog. But even they sound way better than the most expensive, the most like coherent and complex virtual instruments. So I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but this is what I feel. This is what I feel, because by decades, literally by decades, I live with assumptions that I'm just a shitty musician who don't know how to make proper sound, because I use those virtual technology instruments. Whole my life, 20 years, I use this shitty sounded VST instruments. I thought that that's problem with me. And when I first encountered the true analog instrument, not even a fully analog, but just Roland particular. It's just the same digital. Excuse me, I need to lay back because I have a back problem and I cannot sit in this position for a long time. So when I first start using the boutique series, I was actually shocked the difference between the virtual instrument and I just bought up Diva those days. Those days is a couple of years ago. I decided to start making music again and start researching what is the best right now instrument. So everyone said, "Oh, Diva, it's whole another level. You know, it's on a different level. Virtual instrument is serum. It's wow. Okay, I bought it. This Diva, I bought it. Yeah, I found it. Oh, okay, let's try to make a music with the Diva. And yeah, probably if you compare the Diva with different virtual instruments, maybe that sounds better. But if you compare with just the simplest Roland SH01A, you're gonna be blown the fucking away from the difference between two of these instruments. And not in the favor of virtual instruments. And that's why I understand that I get fully fucked. Whole my 20 years, I honestly believe that virtual instrument is same as an analog. And those guys with the one preamp for 10 grand and he has a 20 preamp on the one rack and a 20 preamp on the second rack, so like studio for $5 million, he's just an idiot. Because why? VST instruments, it's the same, right? No bullshit. This guy's know what he's doing. The whole 20 years idiot was me. And I'm glad that this time is over. So yeah, I started to buying all those things, and thanks Behringer, I have Pro 800 for $379 plus taxes. Depends where you live, and probably there's gonna be some places cheaper than some places. But if you have a good deal for this synth, even the $400 for the 8 voice polyphonic synthesizer, fully analog, it's a really deal. And you can save patches and you can randomize it. So it's no-brainer to buy this, a Behringer 800. So nevertheless, whole my life, whole 20 years, I think that as shitty musician because I'm using this virtual instrument. But the truth is, those guys, those boys with the big preamps, with the big synths in the studio, and you're watching this, those guys with the shelf and shelf, rack and rack for gears, thousands, 10,000, 100,000 gears, and you think, oh, they're just crazy, they're crazy. No. They just understand that hardware, even the cheapest one, sounds much better than every freaking digital bullshit. And you know what? There's what I'd make a little tell a little story. All this hype around AI and those digital, wow, AI will replace humans, all bullshit like that. And I have different YouTube channels, and for one of the channel, I'm making a video about games. And every day, pretty much every day, I need to make a thumbnail for a YouTube video. I need to select the object, and I have the latest version of Photoshop with AI, with all this crap. And you know what? The AI, even in 2025, cannot select the tank, the fucking tank on a picture, on a screenshot. It can't understand that it's a tank. There's what AI is. AI, it's idiots. I don't know, maybe the AI that use the top, like close firms, like institutes, or Elon Musk for personal, maybe they have some kind of different AIs. But those AIs who are on the market right now, like ChatGPT, like Grok, like everyone else, they fucking dump as hell. They really dump. And for example, I try to ask AI, how can I set up the control of MIDI parameters with the keyboard? For example, like I don't remember a particular thing, but they all came up with some bullshit. Even I bought this Behringer RD9 or RD8, yeah, RD8, this drum machine, this awesome drum machine. And I asked the simple question, just like, how can I synchronize it, something like that. And all this AI, Grok, ChatGPT start telling me the bullshit about you need to press this button, but this button not exist on this unit. I tell you, why do you lie to me? Why do you continue to lie me about non-existent buttons? I really was pissed off on this AI because they can't help me with this simple solution. And I have a paid version of ChatGPT, and I started filming. Look, there's this button. And he say, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, there's no such a button on. Okay, and start bullshit again, and start bullshitting again, and bullshit. And this is a whole AI crap. So I don't count on AI. I would not count on AI on any serious task. At least those AI who are on the market who are for a general purpose. Maybe some kind of closed AI with some closed infrastructure who only like top tier people can get access. Maybe there's some kind of AI head that really smart, I don't know. But those AI who is like ChatGPT, like Grok, like Cloudy, it's like dumb as hell. They're really dumb. They cannot do anything. And also one thing, I'm sorry that, but just I remember that how pissed I was with this AI, because like English not my native language, right? And I read those manuals for those gears. It's sometimes really complex and sometimes really, native speakers sometimes hard to understand those manuals. And I try to dive into this manual, to reading it, and try to ask the ChatGPT and Grok, please read the manual for me and give me the simple step-by-step solution, how to do this simple thing. For example, how to mute the track for the drum machine, for example. And they start thinking. They Grok a little bit faster, but ChatGPT says, I'm researching this. And I start researching for 5 minutes. And this 5 minutes, I already read the manual and come up with the solution. I was like, why I am not the English native speaker can understand this freaking manual faster than you freaking AI. So, okay, return to Arturia. This is why I think that whole AI crap is just a bunch of propaganda and PR. So they try to Yeah, maybe they have some knowledge for like Wikipedia on the steroids, those AI, but they cannot think, they cannot like, they trip with it, even after simple task that's out of the frame, out of the picture. When you ask those AI to do something that's not usual, they start to crumble. So this is why I don't believe in AI in any sense. So they just dump at this point. Maybe, who knows, maybe in the future. For technical purposes, even for technical purposes, they cannot read the manual for Behringer, for God's sake. Okay, so this is this baby, this little baby. It's Arturia K-Lab 61, and I was blown away with this thing, blown away. And I had a huge personal dilemma why I decided to buy this thing. Because I have a couple of synths. I have MS-20 Korg that I really, really love. I have Arturia Rethase DX, probably the best sound synths on the market that I haven't listened to. Best sound engine on the Yamaha. That's just my humble opinion. You can disagree with that, no problem. And I have this Poly D. It's a fantastic Behringer. I love you. It's a fantastic unit. It's probably the greatest, the funniest. But they all have a small key bed, 37 keys, or small keys that it's hard to. And recently I bought this beautiful thing from Arturia, beautiful thing. I love this. I don't want to return it, and I'm probably not going to return it because I just love it. But those little keys, it's hard to play. It's really hard to play on those little keys. And I just learning. All my life I play guitar. I play any kind of guitar. I can like show you that I can play. I can play guitar, but I cannot play properly. I cannot play keys. I'm like wait a minute. I'm gonna tell you something interesting right now. Okay, when I start to learn a really interesting parts on like keyboard, I start to realize that those tiny 37 keys, it's impossible to play complex melodies. It's impossible to play properly, learn the keys. If you have only those tiny keys, it's impossible to like develop a real skills on piano. Not like the professional skills, but just play simple melodies, even the simple melodies. And you need at least, if you want to play something in hand, not in DAW, you need at least 149 on 61 at least key in the studio. And I come up with this idea that I need at least one key in my studio that has 49, better 61. This is a 61. And at least one keyboard with 61 keyboards and a full key, not those little tiny that I have big fingers, I have a big hand, and what is it? those small keys, it's impossible to properly. And so okay, I decided, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna buy something big. And I start to make a decision. The decision was not so easy because I thought, okay, I can buy the cheap MIDI keyboard, just cheap MIDI keyboard, and that's all. But I started watching the YouTube reviews and start, oh, they clunky, oh, there's a glitchy, oh, there's not a good integration with Ableton, there's blah blah blah. So when you decide to buy the really good keyboard, you start to understand that really good keyboards cost $600, really good keyboard. And the strange thing, this keyboard has, this Arturia K-Lab have a really good keys, but the Behringer Poly D have a better keyboard. You know what? Or at least not the worst. How do you feel about that? What do you say about that? But this keyboard, it's good. And when you realize that you need to spend $600 just for the keyboard, for the MIDI keyboard, and with all the respect, but all this VST bullshit, it's not what I'm interested in. All this like native instruments, S1, this VST bundle, it's a bullshit. Or this analog lab, bullshit. But guys, if you sponsor my video, at least one, I can tell you that this particular K-Lab, an analog lab, or this native instruments, VST, it's exemption. I was wrong. I make a dedicated video, no problem, guys. Just don't make a grunge. Do not put a cross on my channel. Do not put a cross on my channel. I will get better, but just let me get emotional by now. Just I want to be emotional. So when you start to realize that you need to spend $600 in order to afford just a MIDI keyboard, I'm certain I was blown away. That's fuck me. I'm just $600 for just MIDI keyboard. And I started to thinking maybe I should buy the synth, whole synth 61 keyboards, 61K. And I started exploring the market again. And this was a hell. I hate exploring the market in such condition. When you have desire that put you, I started to think maybe I should buy Oberheim OB for $5 grand, and you have the synth, most expensive synth and most great keyboard. Then I started watching and I started to realize I didn't like how this thing sounds. Can you imagine that? And I think, wow, $5 grand for just a keyboard, but they're really that crazy? And I start to, no, okay. I go down with the Behringer UBXA. Behringer UBXA, right? UBXA. So Behringer with the 16 voices, with the big, beautiful baby, the big baby. And so, okay, and I almost make a deal. I find it at tomonmusic.com for $800. I thought, wow, it's no brainer. I ordered it, and I ordered it already, but thanks for the guy from tomonmusic.com. They send me a letter and tell, you know what, you're gonna play 120% above this when this arrive in the US. And I told me, why? There's a 800 exemption, right, on the custom? No, not since April 23rd. So no. And then I canceled my order, because if I didn't cancel my order, I'm willing to pay like a $2,000 for UBXA that in Amazon I can buy for $1,300. So pay $2,100 and wait a couple of days more. Then I can order it on Amazon and get it on 2 days, in 2 days for $1,300. So of course it's gonna be the bad deal, worst deal of my life. And thanks to Tom guys, they canceled the order because probably they understand that I'm going to return this synth anyway, because I'm not wanted to pay two grand for this. Nevertheless, and that day I received this because I already ordered this K-Lab, and at first day I think no, I just even not bother to open it. I'm just order the UBXA because it has a better keyboard, at least if you consider the online reviews. They told that he have polyphonic aftertouch. This is a not polyphonic aftertouch, it's monophonic. So how does it work? But it's not work for Behringer. It's not working right now. I don't know. I just press it. It's not working. But it should work that way. So you press it and you press it again, and it starts like wiggling. And in the UBXA, you have polyphonic aftertouch. On this thing you have only monophonic, so all the notes will be triggered if you play the chord. So whole chord will be triggered if you start to make this aftertouch. But I don't know why this doesn't work in Behringer. But sometimes it's working with some patches. I don't know, maybe it's depend on the patch, Pro 800, maybe this is a problem, maybe, I don't know. So maybe because I'm in a DAW program settings, maybe I need to go to user manual, user preset on Arturia. So later about this. And the first day when I received this Arturia K-Lab, I start to, okay, I will go into return. I just try the keys. I just try to, how does the thing feels, and little, just a tiny bit of taste of, just a tiny taste of this keyboard. And so, okay, just little test drive, and I just pack it as it like new and just return it, because I already make a decision that I want to full size, but $600 for just a key MIDI keyboard, it's too much. And I pay extra. I pay extra $700, and I will get a Behringer UBXA, 6 voices, polyphony, maybe great synth, stereo synth. Yeah, probably the great synth. I like Behringer products a lot, actually. Every Behringer products that they put out, probably the last couple of years, it's an interesting product at least. But nevertheless, Behringer didn't pay me for this, and it's sad. Behringer, please pay me. I'm joking. I'm unbiased. Okay. And I decide to order this Behringer, right? And days passing by, a couple of days, and I faced that this keyboard, it's so freaking convenient with the Ableton Live and with all my synths, because it has so functionality, so wisely put together, or all bells and whistles, all the quirks that control Ableton Live. And I decided, oh, fuck me, it's a convenient unit. It's a very convenient way to control all the bunch of my synths. And I start to think about, well, if I will replace this with the Behringer UBXA, it's probably going to be not such a convenient way in order to control different synths, because Behringer cannot switch to MIDI channel on the fly, that you have just press one button and press another button. Just you can do it with one hand. So the Arturia really nailed it in order to convenience. It's very freaking convenient unit. Yeah, and it started to like dig into me, and it started to, no, you don't return me because I'm too convenient to return me. And I said, God, please help me, because I already have a 4 MIDI keyboard. I already have Arturia Beatstep Pro. I already have this 37 keyboard case, as I told you. And I have this. As I told you at the beginning. And I started thinking, why do I need another MIDI keyboard? Yes, because I need full-size 61K bad, because I wanted to play something more than this. And yeah, I was a little bit surprised how convenient this connected to Ableton on the fly. I didn't do any adjustments. I'm just launched my Ableton Live, and it was already connected somehow. It was already synchronized with Ableton somehow. I didn't know how they do this. How do they do this? I don't freaking know, but it's actually they doing it. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't understand how does this thing works. I don't understand how they manage to do this. But this is working. This is working. It's very convenient. You can adjust every channel volume by these knobs. You can adjust everything. It's connected. So connectivity, this pads, this whole system, it's playing for you. And I decided to keep this keyboard because I started thinking about, okay, the UBXA has a module version, and I can buy this later. But I also forgot to mention that when I was in my search frenzy, I already almost ordered the Prophet Rev 2 8 voice 61 baby. But it's expensive as hell. $2,900, $2,500, 2,000, 2,500. Yeah, it's going to be $2,500. Yeah, 25. Well, you know the numbers. I'm really bad with numbers. Sorry about that, but you know the numbers. The Prophet Rev 2 with 61 keys, they cost a lot. And what stops me? I started doing my research, and I come up with this. Okay, it sounds decent, but the effects is not good. Effects is not good on Prophet Rev 2, and I decided, do I really want to buy $3,000 synth with not a good effects on the board? No, I didn't want to buy. Then I started to consider Moog Muse replacing this. Okay, just fuck it. I'm gonna spend $3,500 on the synth, but it's gonna be ultimate. It's gonna be best synth of my life, and I'm gonna keep it whole my life. You know what? I started doing review, and I start. Oh, you need to like spend whole day to tune it. You need those glitches, those bugs, and so wait a minute. So I'll buy. So I'm gonna buy a almost $4,000 synth, and I'm gonna be facing glitches? Are you serious? No, no fucking way. No, I don't do this. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't want to do that. Sorry, Moog. I guess Moog make the best synths, but they're really for people who can afford. And I'm not feeling that I can afford right now, like true Moog 1, for example, and Mini Moog, for example. I don't know. It is not time for me. Maybe in the future, when maybe I start to make some money with at least this channel or with the music, at least maybe I can afford to buy the Moog. But right now, I think, I came up with the idea that all this consumer frenzy, it's just unhealthy, because I have a lot of synths, right? And I recently get this Behringer TD3MO, and I have microKORG. It's actually microKORG sounds fantastic. Actually, if you can explore our capabilities of this microKORG. So I think more healthy idea is to really deep dive into one synth and explore all its capabilities and know all those bells and whistles, and just truly love this one and play like a guitar, like be a friend with an instrument, rather than constantly searching for some kind of new synth or for a new sound. And probably this is a replacement because your brain didn't want to make music, actually, because it's hard, and your brain start to trick you and tell you, okay, in order to make music you need just one more synth. You're not making music not because you don't want to make it and it's hard. You did not make music because you don't have the Moog 1 synth or Prophet 8, Prophet 6 or something like that, or I don't know, whatever. And your brain starts to trick you and start to like you start to be obsessed with some, or this. If I had, your subconscious starts to project idea that if you had those synth, whole will be different, whole will be changed. But when you get this synth, nothing has changed. You're still not making music, and you feel frustrated, and you feel frustration, and you like, in the same time you like this unit, but you understand that nothing has changed. And that's why people came up with buying synth after synth after synth after synth, because our brain designed that way, that we are go to the broader path. We go to the broader path, so we go to the easiest way, and the brain consider buying something new is more easy than really dig into some synth and work with particular model and read the whole manual and make own sounds and make the music, it's a far difficult than just buy the new synth and hold this demo like YouTubers showing you the bright side of the synth, because of course companies send the synths, and no, of course when you make a video, 90% of the time you make video because you like the device, right? If you didn't like the device, you just return the device. Yeah, sometimes there's negative review on YouTube, but it's like minority of the videos. And of course you see this video pre-production, pre-recorded, when people like EQing those sounds, making compression, and if put a lot of effects like delay, reverb, and the people who make those YouTube videos, they really know the shit. They really know how music should sound. And you just like, oh, whoa, this synth sounds like that. I didn't ever in my life experience such amazing freaking sound. And you start, okay, I need this sound so bad, because those guys on a YouTube can make those synths sound like I never heard before. And you start, wow, I need to buy this synth as soon as possible, but it costs a lot. And you start, whoa. And this repeating and repeating again and again and again and again and again and again. It's a loophole. It's like a loophole with those synths. That's why this sometime I need to stop. There's gonna be the time that you're gonna stop. You're gonna run out of money, or else, or I don't know. Maybe you just switch. You find a new girlfriend or wife who said, "Hey, Johnny, over my dead body, you ordered a new synth," and you start, "Whoa, fuck it, fuck me. I find a new wife, new girlfriend. She's just never gonna feed me again if I buy another synth." And you start making decisions. And you start making decisions, and that's all, game over. So this is why I decided to keep. So from this now on, I will be buying only modules, and I hope that I'm not buying any synths in the nearest future, because I have a lot of synths, I have a lot of modules. I need to explore this Korg MS-20 with BeatStep Pro. They can do amazing things if I connected them by CV input output, CV in and out, and this BeatStep Pro can nail this. But I need to spend weeks in order to properly learn how they can work together, how to make patches. I need to spend days just grinding, crafting the sound. And brain understand, it's hard. My brain understand, it's hard. It's you need to put a lot of work into it. It's easy to just buy the new synth, right? Yeah, that's the trick. Because if our brains was designed in a rational way, probably there's gonna be a couple of synths on the market, and like people just buy those synths and tweaks all different sounds. And why do we need new synth if you can pretty much make the sound of from one or two synths, whatever? So but people are like irrational creature. We are not really rational. We like shiny objects. We like, oh, this synth has those buttons that like doing some crazy stuff, but you probably never gonna use it in your workflow, in your music. But nevertheless, it's appealing to have those new functions, new buttons. And this is it's actually helped the market, helped the mass consumption of cheap products. Help, for example, Behringer. If there's not gonna the market, if only a few people buy once in a lifetime, once in a decade, couple of synths. Of course, Behringer never like put out anything because the Behringer need to make profit, right? Well, so this is my philosophical view on this particular problem. Sorry guys if I a bit too boring. Hope not. And well, yeah. So right now I'm done with this. I'm okay with this. Right now I have my micro Quark, I have MS-20 Mini, I have Yamaha Rephase DX, I have this beautiful baby Poly D, I have Air D9 drum machine, I have TD3MO, I have Teenage Engineering EP100 3KO, I have Roland Tier 6S, I have Behringer Pro 800, I have Roland SH01A, I have Ju 06A, I have Behringer Model D, I have Behringer String Assemble, especially I can show you a life hack how to make this string assemble. Sounds fantastic because it's hard to do actually. And yeah, and this decent but humble collection of synths, I believe, allow me to create anything, really anything, because they're so different. So I have one FM synth, I have one really fat, really classic MS-20 Korg, I have really fat and really wild Poly D. It's like a wild, it have a bass, it have a meat, it have a wild energy in it. I have an analog drum machine that sounds amazing, and I have this like 8-voice Pro 800. It sounds a little more intelligent compared to Poly D. It's not so wild, but it's like some, you know, like intelligence a little bit kind of thing. So I have range, variety of synths, and I think I'm good with this. So this Arturia K-Lab 61, it's allow me to control everything while my studio is in the process, because I'm waiting to patch bay to arrive. When the patch bay arrive, I rearrange my whole studio. Maybe not completely rearrange. I think this is going to be stay, but maybe something here. And when the patch bay is going to be here, I need to like do reconnections, all that stuff. And I think this little baby, a little K-Lab 61, I think this might come in handy. Yeah, so probably I want to keep it. So in my studio, I want at least one 61 K-bed frame with good quality case. So okay, this is why I decided to keep Arturia K-Lab 61, and this is why I didn't want to buy the new synths, because I decided to explore my existing synths. I decided to make them sound, and they can sound truly amazing. The only one synth in my collection that I didn't want to use, I can show in the latest, in the new video, so stay tuned and I'll show you a couple of interesting things lately. Bye.